Is it time to deport Usha Vance? You see, she's got birthright citizenship, and Donald Trump wants to sideswipe that. He wants to remove birthright citizenship from American citizens. Also, he wants to deport, or was it export? Because they're like commodities, you see, for the corporations making shitloads of bloody money from the taxpayer, to deport these people to El Salvador. Like I say, export them, or is it trafficking? It's hard to tell these days. It's like Auschwitz. But it makes me wonder, you see, nobody is safe. Now, people have been leaving comments on my videos saying, I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe to speak out. And I'm an American citizen, they're saying. You see, everybody is up for that quota that needs to be met for these corporations organising the deportations. Or like I say, exportations of humans, trafficking to El Salvador. There's a lot of money being made on the back of this so-called immigration policy. It's not about immigration at all. It's all about the money, honey. That it is, you see, for the money, and you'll see exactly where it goes. Those who have the shares in the corporations that are facilitating the exporting, trafficking of these human beings. American citizens, green card holders, and people with visas being deported, never to be seen again. You could say disappeared. Frightening stuff, wouldn't you say? But nobody is safe. Nobody at all. It has to be said. It really does. And this is an urgent message. It really is. Now, I've made other videos about this situation, but I'm safe. I live in France, you see. I'm a British citizen talking about American politics, etc. And British politics, to be fair. Politics around the world. And I live in France. Now, if I kept talking about French politics, maybe I'd be at risk. Okay? But anyway, green card holders travelling are getting caught in Trump's immigration crackdown. You need to make sure, or check your status, or just, have you got any history of any misdemeanours that you've done in the past? Like, I don't know, like a driving offence or a parking ticket? It's all been used as a reason to get rid of you. As a way to keep the stock value up of these corporations that are being paid by the taxpayer to remove these people. See, I'll tell you a little story here. You see, this lady here, she's a green card holder, right? Madonna. No, not that Madonna. No. Like a virgin. Touched for the... No, don't give up your day job. Anyway, so Madonna Cristobal landed at the airport near Seattle in February, and she and her aunt waited in the same line for customs. Well, she got through. Okay. Cristobal, a US citizen, sailed through. She did. Yeah, no problems at all. And she waited for her aunt. And then she waited. And then she waited, and then she waited. And still she didn't come through. No. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, Cristobal said. I started to worry. But after that, I'd be worried straight after about 10 minutes. Yeah, she started to worry. And then, like, what the heck is going on? Cristobal's aunt, Llewellyn Dixon, had been detained by the US Customs and Border Protection. For what? Well, she had a history, a documented history, where she pleaded guilty. Several years ago, I think it was about 20 odd years ago, she embezzled some money, just like Donald Trump does, and Marine Le Pen. You know how it goes. So Dixon is a lawful permanent resident who has lived in the US for 50 odd years, since the family immigrated to the US from the Philippines, and she has travelled internationally many times with her green card. She goes every year, you see, fancy family, and never had any trouble coming back to the United States until now. Now, this is a case of people sticking their heads in their head in the sand. I was about to say hands, but in the sand, and not really paying attention to what is going on around them because they're not listening to the news, or maybe they are Trump supporters. It doesn't mean me. There's no say of that here, I don't know. You see, you got to read between the lines, and if you're going to protect yourself, you need to know what's going on. See, some of these people who are being stopped at the border have got minor offences. I mean, really minor offences. Now, she did plead guilty on her offence, to be fair. Now, she's 64 years old, Dixon is. So, she had a felony conviction for embezzling $6,500 from a bank where she worked more than 20 years ago. And it's still on her record, right? Now, at the time, Dixon pleaded guilty and paid the fine. According to her lawyer, she never served any time in jail, though she did spend a month in a halfway house. But now, any past infraction can loom large as immigration authorities ramp up enforcement at airports and border crossings. Now, I'm sure everyone's made some kind of mistake in their lives, haven't they? Okay, maybe not embezzlement, but, you know, we're getting people who just literally been deported because they've wrote something on a Facebook group. Like a poor woman a student who got abducted by ICE officials and just disappeared. You see, they're not ended up in, say, for instance, being deported back to their own country. They're being exported to, a prison. It's not even like they've been sent back to their own country. They've been sent to El Salvador. Yeah, this woman's Filipino, and now she's going to go into El Salvador. Well, she's got her hair shaved off. Now, there isn't a lot of explanation, said Ben Johnson, Executive Director of the American Immigration Lawyers Association, and there isn't a lot of consistency on what they are doing, except that they're trying to find any and every reason to prevent people from coming back into the United States, and any and every reason to try and kick people out of the United States. I know exactly what it is. The corporations are making huge amounts of money. I'll do a video about all the figures. I have got them, I just haven't got them up to hand. But it's a lot. Anyway, they're exporting the people, but they have to meet the quotas. By meeting the quotas, they keep the stock value high of these businesses, and obviously stock value shareholders. All right, we're talking about a lot of flipping money here. It makes me wonder if some of these Republicans are actually shareholders of this particular company. They knew what was going on, didn't they? Conflict of interest, I would call that. International tourists have been swept up too. 2 German visitors were detained in California over suspicion. There's loads of them. The story goes on, and there's masses and masses of them. Including who was Kilmer Agrigo Garcia, who got deported, and they've admitted they made a mistake. Clerical error, they said, and that they won't get him back. It's frightening what's going on in the United States, and it's scary as hell. And if you have got some kind of criminal history, no matter how large it is or minor it is, at the end of the day, if you do end up in prison, it's all about, I suppose, it's not just about punishment, unless that is the thing, though. It should be about how do we help these people become valued members of society. That's got to be what it's about. But living in fear like this, when you've already, she admitted it, what have you, and okay, they didn't give her a jail term. Probably because it was a first offence, maybe, and she admitted it. Unlike Donald Trump, he don't admit anything. He's never made a mistake in his life, has he? Yeah, just like Kenny Badnock, the opposition for the Labour Party in the UK. It's just absolutely crazy. Nobody's going to want to travel the United States. No one's going to come there. You've got a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's going to fall flat on its face. You're just going to have this insular economy. And the problem with it, there's lots of problems with insular economies. You need foreign money, you see. But you've got this insular economy where basically you've got no growth. And it's just going to bleed itself dry. It saddens me. It really does. And watching this and following this every single day, it does have a toll on my mental health, right? And I just can't imagine it, and I just makes you want to cry. It really does. Anyway, you tell me, please be a like button, maybe subscribe to the channel. These people got no soul. Evil bastards. They really are. Anyway, if you want to click the old bell icon, you'll get, as well as the subscribe, you'll get a notification every time I upload another video. And if you want to support the channel, you can do it on Patreon or buy us coffee, and the links are down below. And I couldn't do the channel without your support. I really couldn't. And I appreciate everybody who's sent me links through for various stuff. Yeah, articles and stuff that's happened that I might have missed. Or whatever, just keep me informed, and hopefully I can spread the good word. And please spread the good word and share the video. Anyway, for now, toodaloo.